Not all hard work is immediately visible, but every effort will blossom someday in the future. This is a true story about perseverance and dreams, inspiring those who work silently but remain unseen. If you're moved, please subscribe to my blog and join us in the shining stories of ordinary people. On an old street in the east of the city, there's a small, unassuming bakery. Every morning at 4 a.m, when the city is still asleep, the lights in this bakery come on. The light shines through, illuminating the hands covered by the floor. That's Irene. Irene is 27 years old. She has loved baking since she was a child, loving the feeling of the dough slowly growing and coming to life in my palms. She says, "I think bread is like a person. The longer you knead it, the stronger it becomes." But the reality of life isn't always as sweet and fragrant as baked bread. The year she graduated from college, she applied with her portfolio, hoping to join a dessert chain. But her resume was submitted in vain. "You have no experience. We're not hiring new people." Every day she waited for her phone to turn on, but it never rang. One day, she passed by an abandoned old shop. The iron door was rusted, the paint peeling, and it had piled up in the corner. But she suddenly stopped. She thought, maybe I can start here. The next day, she took out all her savings and rented the small shop. The early days were particularly difficult. Customers were few, costs were high, and sometimes she could only sell a few loaves of bread in the entire world. In the dead of night, she sat alone by the restaurant, watching the bread slowly swell. That place reminded her of her childhood kitchen, and it brought her to tears. She was in a conversation with failure almost every day. Burnt bread, customer returns, and the growing losses in the account book. Sometimes she really wanted to give up. That winter was particularly cold. One day, she pushed the heavy door open to go shopping. The wind blew through her collar, making her shiver. On her way back, she saw an elderly woman sitting at the door of the shop. She smiled and said to her, "Girl, your bread smells so good. It brings back the smell of my youth." At that moment, her eyes suddenly reddened. Perhaps her efforts weren't all about making money. It also brought warmth to others. Every morning after that, she continued to rise early in the dark, kneading the dough, rising it, and baking it. She began to learn how to film, share recipes, and chat with patients. Gradually, more and more people got to know her. One day, a customer filmed her working in the early hours of the morning and posted it online. The video went viral. Those flour-covered hands, illuminated by the light, touched thousands of people. People commented, "I smell the fragrance of life." Her orders began to surge. For a few months, she opened a second branch. Someone asked her, "How did you achieve success?" She smiled and said, "I don't know. I just sleep in every day." Irene often tells young people, "Life is like baking bread. You need time to ferment. You can't be impatient and you can't be lazy. Every moment of waiting is to make you more fragrant and tender. Remember, all your persistence will not be in vain." Those early mornings, lonely nights, and sweat-soaked clothes will eventually transform into your own light at a future sunrise. If this story touches you, please remember to subscribe to my blog. You too are sharing your own glimmer of light in your own way.